Friends, in this video we will study the last point from our unit 5, which is evaluation of triple integrals. Till now we have discussed the various methods of evaluation of double integrals. Now as far as concerned with our syllabus, in triple integral we are restricted to evaluate only the triple integrals with given limits. In every example of triple integral, the limits will be given to us, whereas in double integration we have started with evaluating the double integrations with given limits, and after that we have seen how to find the limits of double integration over some given region R. So let me first define the triple integral. A triple integral is an integral of a function f of xyz taken over a closed bounded three-dimensional region T in space and is denoted by the triple integration over T f of xyz dv or triple integration over T f of xyz dx dy dz. Now here this triple integral is defined over the region T in space. So the limits of three integrals will cover this whole region T, and the limits which will cover this whole region T will be given to us in examples which we will need to evaluate. And the evaluation of triple integral consists of the evaluation of three successive integrations. So this is similar to the evaluation of double integrals, in which we were evaluating two successive integrations. We will discuss this point through some examples. So let me start with the first example, in which we are asked to evaluate the triple integral integration 0 to 1, 0 to 1 minus x, 0 to x plus y, e raised to z, dz dy dx. So to evaluate this triple integral, we will proceed step by step. First of all, we will start with by considering that given integral as I. So let I be the given integral. Now in this integral, we will see that three integrals are there. The limits of inner integral are 0 to x plus y. The limits of middle integral are 0 to 1 minus x, and the limits of outer integral are 0 to 1. So generally in triple integral, the limits of inner integral might be the functions of any two variables. The limits of middle integral are the functions of single variables, and the limits of outer integral are constants. While evaluating such triple integral, we will note that depending on the limits of inner integral, which are the functions of two variables, we have to decide with respect to which variable we will need to integrate first. So in this integral, the limits of inner integral are the functions of two variables x and y. Hence, we will need to integrate with respect to z first, keeping x and y constants between these limits. So the integral which we have to evaluate first is integration 0 to x plus y e raised to z dz, keeping x and y constant. And then the result or the answer of this integral is then further to be integrated in between the remaining limits. So the integral which we will need to evaluate first is integration 0 to x plus y e raised to z dz. So that integral I have written it in bracket, keeping the another two integrals as it is. So these two integrals 0 to 1 minus x, middle integral and outer integral, we are keeping them as it is, dy dx. So let us concentrate on this bracketed integral first. Just try to evaluate it with respect to z. Now we know that integration of e raised to z with respect to z is simply e raised to z. So the integration is e raised to z, limits are 0 to x plus y. Now put the limiting values. First put the value of upper limit and then minus put the value of lower limit. So as we have integrated with respect to z, put the limiting values to z, so that our next step will be in e raised to z, replace z by upper limit x plus y. So our first term is e raised to x plus y, and then minus lower limit, it is 0, so e raised to 0, it is 1. So after evaluating the first integral or the inner integral, we will see that the problem of triple integral is now reduced to the problem of double integral. And then further, how to evaluate the double integral, that is already known to us. So in this double integral now, the limits of inner integral are 0 to 1 minus x. Hence, we will need to integrate it with respect to y first, keeping x constant. So the integral now which we have to evaluate is this bracketed expression, integration 0 to 1 minus x e raised to x plus y minus 1 with respect to y. So integrate it. Hence the next step will be integration of e raised to x plus y with respect to x, it is e raised to x plus y again, and then minus we are integrating with respect to y. So integration of e raised to x plus y is simply e raised to x plus y minus integration of 1 is y. So here it is the step, integration e raised to x plus y minus y, for which the limits are 0 to 1 minus x. Put the limiting values. As we have integrated with respect to y, replace y by upper and lower limit, keeping that outside integral as it is. So 0 to 1, this integration as it is, and now in this expression replace y by upper limit 1 minus x. So in e raised to x plus y, e raised to x plus y is to be replaced by 1 minus x, minus this y is also to be replaced by 1 minus x, and then minus put the value of lower limit in both terms. So e raised to x plus 0, that is e raised to 0 minus y is 0, so that term will become 0. So after evaluating that inner integral, now this is the problem of our regular definite integral in one variable. As we have to evaluate this integral with respect to x, we can proceed now, or before that just simplify it. We will see here this x minus x gets cancelled, so this term will become simply e minus 1 minus minus plus x minus e raised to x. So this is our next step, e minus 1 plus x minus e raised to x, and integrate each term now with respect to x. E minus 1, both are constant terms, so integration of e, ex, integration of 1, x, integration of x, x square by 2 minus integration of e raised to x is e raised to x. And then in this, by putting the values of upper and lower limits, so first replace x by 1 and then minus replace x by 0. So we will get e minus 1 plus 1 by 2 minus e. This is the expression for upper limit, and then by putting the value of lower limit, here it is x, this term will become 0, this term will become 0, this term will become 0, minus minus plus e raised to 0 is 1, and then here e minus e gets cancelled, minus 1 plus 1 gets cancelled, so the final answer of that given triple integral is 1 by 2. Okay, so in this way we can evaluate the given triple integrals. So let me solve, or let us solve some more examples on this. So this is the next integral which we have to evaluate here. Integration minus 1 to 1, 0 to z, x minus z to x plus z of x plus y plus z dy dx dz. As seen in previous example, start with the given integral first. So let I be that given integral. Now in this triple integral, we will see that the limits of inner integral, now these are x minus z to x plus z, which are functions of two variables again, and these two variables are x and z. Limits of inner integral 0 to z, these are functions of single variable, and the outer limits minus 1 to 1, these are constants here. So as the limits of inner integral x minus z to x plus z, these are the functions of two variables x and z, we will need to integrate first with respect to y, keeping x and z constants. Hence the first integral which we have to evaluate is integration x minus z to x plus z, x plus y plus z dy. I will write this integral inside bracket. So this bracketed integral which we will need to evaluate first with respect to y. So while integrating with respect to y, x and z are constants. So I will take these two terms together, which are constants here, x plus z. Hence its integration is, just concentrate on bracketed integral, x plus z constants, its integration is x plus z into y, and then plus one more term is there which is y, so its integration with respect to y is y square by 2, and for this the limits are x minus z to x plus z. So simplify this bracket by putting the values of upper and lower limit. We will need to give the values of upper and lower limit to y. So in this first term, put the upper limit, x plus z into y is to be replaced by x plus z. So x plus z into x plus z, it will become x plus z square. Then plus y is to be replaced by x plus z, so it is x plus z bracket square upon 2, this term, and then minus lower limit. So x plus z into y is to be replaced by x minus z. So x plus z into x minus z, that product will become x square minus z square, and then minus again put the limiting value in this second term. So y is to be replaced by lower limit x minus z, so x minus z square upon 2. This is the problem of double integration now. So if we simplify it further, this x plus z square plus x plus z bracket square upon 2, this will become 3 by 2 x plus z bracket square, this term minus x square plus z square, the last term will remain as it is. So that our next step is here now. Integration minus 1 to 1, 0 to z, and the simplification of inside bracket terms is given here. Now in this double integral, we will see that the limits are functions of z, limits of inner integral, these are functions of z. Hence we will need to integrate with respect to x first, keeping z constant. So try to evaluate this inner integral first, which is written inside bracket here. Integration 0 to z of this whole integrand with respect to x, keeping z constant. So integrate term by term. So the integration of first term, 3 into x plus z bracket square upon 2. This term is of the form ax plus b raised to n, and we know that the integration of ax plus b raised to n is ax plus b raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 into a. Here the coefficient of x is 1 and the power of that factor x plus z is 2. So its integration is x plus z raised to 3 upon 3, and 3 gets cancelled. So this first term is x plus z cube upon 2 minus integration of x square, x cube by 3, integration of z square is constant here, so its integration is x z square, and similarly the integration of last term x minus z bracket square is x minus z raised to 3 upon 3, 3 into 2, 6, and for this the limits are 0 to z. So simplify it by putting the values of upper and lower limits as shown here. In first term, put the value of upper limit, so x is to be replaced by z, z plus z, 2z cube upon 2 minus z cube by 3 plus x is to be replaced by z, z into z square, z cube minus in this term, if we put the upper limit z, x is to be replaced by z, z minus z will become 0. And then lower limit, here it is x is to be replaced by 0, so it is z cube by 2. We are subtracting it as it is the lower limit, x0, x0, and then last term 0 minus z, it is minus z cube. Minus minus will become plus, but as we are putting the value of lower limit, it is again subtracted, so one more minus is there, so it is minus z cube by 6. Now if we observe this integral, which is our regular definite integral of the function of single variable, in this integral the limits are minus 1 to 1. So whenever the limits of definite integral are of the form minus a to a, in that case we can check the property of definite integral. We know that if the integrand is even function, then integration minus a to a is 2 times 0 to a, and if the integrand is an odd function, then the value of that integral is 0. So in this bracketed quantity, each term consists z cube. So each term is odd function of z. So this integral is of the form minus 1 to 1 f of z dz, where f of z is odd function, hence its value is 0. So without evaluating the integral, directly we can note that its value is 0. So it is the answer of that given triple integral. Similarly, we will try to solve this one more example. Now while evaluating the triple integral, the limits always may not be x, y and z. Some different variables may be used there. So let us try to solve one more example. Now in triple integral, the limits always may not be the functions of x, y, z. Some different variables may be used there, as shown in this example. Here we will see that we are asked to evaluate the triple integral, integration 0 to pi by 2, 0 to a sin theta, 0 to a square minus r square by a r dz dr d theta. So from this discriminant dz dr d theta, it is clear that z, r and theta, these are our three variables. And if we observe the limits of integration, we will see that the limits of inner integral, these are 0 to a square minus r square upon a, limits of middle integral 0 to a sin theta, and the limits of outer integral are 0 to pi by 2. Here the limits of outer integral, which are 0 to pi by 2, these are constant limits, whereas the limits of these two variables, middle integral as well as the inner integral, both are functions of single variable. The limits of inner integral, these are simply 0 to a square minus r square by a, which are functions of r only, and the limits of middle integral, which are the functions of theta. So in such case, whenever the limits of inner integral are the functions of single variable, in that case we will integrate with respect to this variable first, which is given first in discriminant. So in sequence dz dr d theta is there. So initially we will need to integrate with respect to z first in between these limits 0 to a square minus r square by a. It means the limits 0 to a square minus r square by a, these are the limits of variable z. Then 0 to a sin theta, these are the limits of variable r, and 0 to pi by 2, these are the limits of variable theta. So we will evaluate all these three integrals successively. So let us start by considering that given integral as I, and then evaluate this inner integral first. So we will write that integral which we have to evaluate first in bracket, integration 0 to a square minus r square upon a dz. As we are integrating with respect to z first, r is constant, or r and theta both are constants, so that's why that factor r, I have taken it outside the sign of integration, or it is written outside the bracket. But note that it should not be written outside throughout the integral. Just we can write it outside the integral which we are evaluating here. So evaluate this bracketed integral first, in which the integrand is simply 1. So its integration with respect to 1 is z, and the limits are 0 to a square minus r square by a. Put the limiting values. So if we put the upper limit, simply z is to be replaced by a square minus r square by a, and then minus lower limit is 0. So the simplification of this bracket after putting the limiting values is r into a square minus r square by a. And now the problem of triple integration is reduced to the problem of double integration. And in this double integration, the limits of inner integral now are the functions of theta, which are 0 to a sine theta. So as these limits are functions of theta, we will need to integrate with respect to r first, keeping theta constant. Hence we have to evaluate this integral, integration 0 to a sine theta r a square minus r square by a dr first. So I will write this integral in bracket, which we have to evaluate first. So to evaluate this inside integral, I have done some adjustments, because we know the formula of integration. Integration f of r into f dash r is f of r square upon 2. That's why we have tried to adjust the derivative of this factor. A square minus r square, its derivative is minus 2r with respect to r. R is already there, so try to adjust that constant multiple minus 2. So if we multiply here by minus 2, we will need to divide by minus 2. So this is of the form f of r into f dash r. Hence its integration is simply f of r bracket square upon 2. So accordingly, the next step will be now this constant multiple a, also take it outside. So this minus 1 by 2 into 1 by a, it will become minus 1 by 2a, constant multiple taken outside the sign of integration. And then the integration is a square minus r square bracket square upon 2. And in this, put the limiting values. So the limits are 0 to a sine theta. So first put the limiting value of, so first put the value of upper limit in that integrated expression. So a square minus r is to be replaced by a sine theta. So a square minus a square sine square theta bracket square, then minus lower limit, which is 0. So if you put r equal to 0, this term will become a square and its square is there. This denominator 2 is already taken outside, so that minus 1 by 2a into 2, it will become minus 1 by 4a. And then from this expression, in these two terms, a square is the common factor, so it will become a square into 1 minus sine square, so that 1 minus sine square is cos square. So it is a square cos square bracket square, that will become a raised to 4 into cos raised to 4 minus a raised to 4 is there. So again from both this term, a raised to 4 also can be taken outside, so that our next step will be now a raised to 4 taken outside upon 4a, limit 0 to pi by 2 cos raised to 4 theta minus 1. Now separate both these terms so that the integral can be evaluated easily. A raised to 4 upon 4a, that will become minus a cube by 4, one factor a gets cancelled. First integration is, or the first term is 0 to pi by 2 cos raised to 4 theta d theta, minus second integral 0 to pi by 2 d theta. This first integral, now we will see that it is in the standard form of the property of beta function, 0 to pi by 2 sin raised to p into cos raised to q. As the factor sign is not appearing here, we can consider its power as 0. So by using that property, this integral can be expressed directly in terms of beta function. So minus a cube by 4 into. So by using that property, it is 1 by 2 beta p plus 1 upon 2 comma q plus 1 upon 2. Here p is 0. So 0 plus 1, 1 upon 2. Q is 4, 4 plus 1, 5 upon 2. Minus the integration of the second term, where the integrand is simply 1. So its integration is theta and the limits are 0 to pi by 2. Simplify this beta function. This constant multiple 1 by 2 is there, and then we know that beta mn is gamma m into gamma n upon gamma m plus n, and then further gamma 1 by 2 root pi, gamma 5 by 2, it is 3 by 2 into 1 by 2, gamma 1 by 2, again gamma 1 by 2 is root pi into root pi, it is pi. So this simplification can be done easily. In second term, put the limiting values, theta replaced by upper limit pi by 2, lower limit 0, and then after simplifying this, we will get the required answer 5 pi a cube by 64. So in this way, we can evaluate some another triple integrals also. Thank you.